Away we go with extra time. We're all setting our alarm clocks for that Sunday morning Fernando Torres retirement press conference, aren't we? 10 a.m.
Yeah, that's Japan time, though. What time is that?
10 a.m. Tokyo time. Have you worked out what that is?
Yeah, 10 a.m. Tokyo.
So what is that here?
I don't know. I'm assuming that they're 12 hours ahead of time, so it's probably 10 o'clock the night before.
That's the day before.
The day before.
Yeah, that's the day before.
The day before.
Back there.
So it's Monday here.
It's 9 p.m. I'm just being told it's 9 p.m. Saturday night, prime time.
Prime
time.
That's probably why you picked
Saturday
night.
Yes.
Lovely.
Harsh Red, Stevie, do you rate Fernando Torres as a Liverpool legend? And who would you rather have, Torres in his prime or Suarez in his?
Oh, that's a tester. Well, when he was at, listen, he absolutely will be remembered for his swashbuckling time. So yes, I guess he is a legend.
3.5 years is enough time to be a legend.
I think so.
Yeah.
Suarez or Torres?
I think I'd have to go Suarez just. Although I don't know.
In their prime.
In the prime, no, in the prime, yeah.
If you're going to play against them, if I'm a centre back and I've got to choose my poison, I would probably prefer to play against Torres.
That you could marshal them just a little.
Well, because Suarez will beat you up with either physicality or football, whereas Torres, it's all about the football.
Yeah.
So, if I'm a defender, I'm going to say I'd rather play against Torres.
Can you compare those two strikers in their prime?
I'd take Luis Suarez because I think he gives you more variety in the attack, and then he gives you something else that Fernando Torres didn't quite have. And there's a nastiness to Luis Suarez that Fernando Torres had in his prime, but that dissipated very quickly.
Same way? Take Suarez? Suarez over Torres?
Was he not listening earlier?
I must have missed that. Raf is with us. Raf, Suarez or Torres at his prime?
I can't tell anymore whether he's actually listening or not because there's no difference.
I was just thinking if I was a defender, I'd certainly play with shoulder pads against Suarez. But honestly, I think that we have forgotten just how good Torres was, and we have Suarez more visible ahead of us and more easier to remember. I think Torres, with the pace and the close control, was on a different planet, and I would take him over Suarez anytime.
Staying with you, Raf, switching subjects, Prince to eternity. Is VAR actually ruining football? The numerous lengthy stoppages and soft penalty decisions are driving me crazy, he says. The game was better before with all its imperfections, in my opinion. Do you share that opinion?
No, I don't think VAR is ruining football at all. Of course, with the new technology and a new law as well, I think that makes for a very not a great combination, let's put it diplomatically. And I think we see that now, and it was probably a mistake to do both at the same time. We saw only a year ago, I mean, it seems like 100 years ago, it was only a year ago at the World Cup, how by and large it worked quite beautifully. Yeah. We saw in the Champions League, despite some controversy, but by and large, the decision were got right. So, no, it doesn't ruin football, but I think we all have to be careful that we don't overuse it, and that it's not being utilized to re-referee every single situation. I think a narrow focus would help everyone.
It's amazing how people will say things like this tweet and refer to VAR as ruining the game. If one of the teams that this gentleman supported was awarded a penalty that would win you a game or vice versa, you would be going crazy.
Right.
Well, where is VAR? Why don't we have the technology? Why don't we use it? So we're all prisoners of the fact that if it's going for my team, great. If it's going against my team, then I hate it.
Yeah. And there were no complaints last summer, were there? None that I can remember.
Well, there was, but that was from those who are anti-VAR. And you won't change them. There's a lot of them out there, and they would rather have a wrong decision or an imperfection, as it's called. They would rather have a game with wrong decisions and no VAR than actually have a game where, okay, you might have a subjective decision on VAR, but at least it's been scrutinised by 2 or 3 different officials, and you would like to think there's a bigger percentage of a chance they'll get more of those decisions right. I think that you know, stuff like the goal line stuff for the women at the World Cup is for me is too much.
With the goalkeepers
coming off a couple of inches. I know it's, and that's just the way the law is written. And that's so it's not VAR. It's the convoluted laws of the game that are I think complicating it for a lot of people.
Yeah, I guess some people really enjoy.
And the handball law, which
some people really enjoyed the imperfections in the game. The fact that it was.
Yeah, but that's until your team loses because of a bad call.
How can anybody possibly say they enjoy watching a ball sail into the back of the net pretty much and then not given? Well, what's enjoyable about that? Nothing. No, even when you're watching it and you're not involved in it and you've got no horse in the race and you see something so blatantly wrong, how's that possibly enjoyable? It's not. VAR is absolutely one of the best things that's happened in a long time, and I agree 100% with Raf. They need to make sure they don't get carried away.
There's
and keep
a line.
it tight.
Yeah, I think that's
the most
exactly
important
the
thing.
point that Raf made is spot on. It cannot start to referee the whole game. The other side of the coin, if you remember back to the 2010 World Cup, that was Raf's country, Germany.
Frank Lampard.
Against the Frank Lampard ball that was half a mile over the line. We're talking about, was that a round of 16 or a quarter
16?
I can't remember. Raf said it's not over the line.
Not 1966, Raf.
How can
2010.
you know, what if that was a World Cup final? Although England.
By the way, you understand how much that I hate England, right?
Oh yeah. I'm reminded of it.
And even I thought
that's-
that was a disgrace.
Right. Yeah.
I don't get this.
Sammy.
Hold on 1 second, dude. How can you hate England as much, bearing in mind you've lived there?
Hate
the
is
same
probably
amount of
the wrong
time as
word.
me, but nearly half your life you lived in England.
Hate would be the wrong
You
word.
enjoy their discomfort. That's
Correct.
right.
I enjoy
That's how
watching
you
them
would
get
phrase
beat.
it. Yeah.
There you go. I don't hate them. You're correct. I don't hate them.
Right,
I enjoy watching them get
You have
beat.
many Liverpudlian friends.
I
Please,
still enjoy them getting beat.
please shed some mystery on this next one from Sammy. I'm not sure there's a question in here. Less grinning and concentrate, he says. You cannot take Bigfoot seriously anymore. Thank you. Nice show.
Less grinning and
So it is a nice show, but we cannot grin and we have to concentrate.
Less
this one?
grinning and concentrate. You cannot take Bigfoot.
Well, I think the grinning part takes me out of it.
Was that to do with you?
So he's not talking about me.
Was that to do with you believing in Bigfoot? That I do remember.
All right, I'll stop grinning.
But
So where's the question?
No more grinning.
all right, let's push it on.
I thought this was
Hold
a
on.
question.
What about
I'm asking where the question is.
Now
What about the
people
Loch
say
Ness
statements,
Monster? What about the Loch Ness Monster?
and the Yeti. Don't forget about the Yeti. Yeah.
And the aliens?
How
And all
about
these fish under the sea that we keep fingering it day after day?
Henry? Do you guys really think that Luis Suarez seems that fat? I don't notice it, but it isn't the first time you guys have brought it up. Julian mentioned it a few weeks ago. Ali,
What?
little excess timber on Mr. Suarez. Is that
Look,
right?
I can recognize excess timber. And he's got a couple of pounds that he wasn't carrying
You've
before.
detected that.
Comes with age.
Well, yeah, it comes with age, but it's
with
also with the
age.
fact that he had a knee injury to end the season. Barcelona did not play, and then was in full recovery, trying to get back for Copa America. So clearly, there may have been some extra poundage that was put on.
Yeah.
Now he's going to take it off.
Happens to the best of us, doesn't it?
Well.
Finally, what, if any, asks Hunter, was the relationship like between Craig and Stevie prior to Craig retiring from playing, which
Well,
is
we're
what,
playing
2003, 2004?
Yeah.
No, well, he was finished. He was gone.
Right. I know he was
Well,
done,
I played
but-
against him when he was at Sheffield Wednesday, probably, but when he was still at Liverpool when I played up there, but you were on the bench. You weren't. But it's safe to say your halcyon days
We're over.
Did you know each other? I mean, do we?
No.
Not really.
Oh, but they've made up for it now. It's beautiful. I mean, you see this doing the
Listen,
golf course. That's
Forget football. My greatest achievement in life is semi-sorting out his golf game because it was an absolute, as we say in England,
Hey, have you got
Jackie Brambles.
Have you got
at
my
the time? a
Never mind
shambles.
that. Have you got my new clubs sorted out yet?
During this show, but not during the show. Well, okay, maybe something during the show. I've been on eBay looking at clubs for him every time I go. So if you see me coming back on, I'm going like that.
Callaway's, yeah? That's what.
Oh well, just no. He said he didn't call them by name. He said cheap ones.
Oh, but you see the sparkle in their eyes when they talk to
It's
us.
golf.
It's beautiful.
Making up for lost time.
It's golf.
Yeah.
It's golf, man.
Yeah.
Golf.
I'm jealous.
Hey, get back at it.
Can't get in the way of that. We will be back.
You do
with
realise
you.
he's a lot older than me. That's why I went out.
No. I don't think that's coming across the cameras. The show tomorrow, in fact, available every day on ESPN Plus. Back with more
he looks old on the
Copa
camera.
America action tomorrow.
You look younger, Stevie. That's it.